Calm is forged long before the moment of conflict. Most people think calm appears when life demands it, as if the mind suddenly becomes clear in the middle of chaos. But the samurai knew a harder truth. The mind you bring into conflict is the mind you have trained every day. A person who is unstable in ordinary moments will never find stability in extraordinary ones. Calm is not a reaction. It is an identity earned long before the moment of need. The samurai called this heijōshin, the everyday mind, a state where nothing inside you moves even when everything around you does. Miyamoto Musashi wrote that the warrior must be unshaken in the small matters of life. Because no one becomes centered in the middle of a storm, the storm only reveals what has already been built. In this story, that lesson is learned by a man who believed calm was something destiny grants, not something discipline shapes. Chapter 1. The cracks in the surface. Kenji lived quietly, but not peacefully. His days looked normal from the outside. A stable job, a routine life, predictable responsibilities. Yet beneath the surface, every small disturbance unsettled him. A delay in traffic felt like an insult. A careless remark lingered in his mind. A simple mistake at work made his heartbeat rise, as if the world were personally conspiring against him. These moments seemed small, but they accumulated like fractures in stone. He comforted himself with a familiar belief. When it really matters, I'll be calm. It was a convenient illusion. When a real challenge arrived, a sudden conflict at work that demanded clarity and leadership, he found himself overwhelmed, unfocused, and reactive. The calm he expected to appear never came. He realized with painful honesty that he was not built for moments of pressure because he had never trained himself for the moments before it. That night, unable to sleep, Kenji opened a weathered book he had kept on his shelf for years. It contained Musashi's writings on self-mastery. One line shook him awake. If you know the way broadly, you will see it in all things. Kenji understood then that he had no way. He had habits, reactions, and impulses, but no path, no discipline, and no inner structure. His life had been shaped accidentally, not deliberately. Chapter 2. The Discipline of the Unseen Hours. The next morning, Kenji began with something deceptively small. A promise to himself that the first 5 minutes of each day would be lived with absolute stillness. No phone, no noise, just breath. The mind resisted immediately, throwing thoughts forward and dragging fears upward. But instead of fighting them, he observed them. This was his first step into Zen, the art of seeing the mind without becoming it. He added a second discipline. Whenever frustration appeared, he would slow his reaction by a single breath. It was a pause so small no one else noticed. But within that pause, he discovered choice. Musashi wrote that timing is the essence of all mastery. In the smallest breath, Kenji found the beginning of control. His third practice was order. At the end of each day, he restored his workspace to simplicity, not for appearance, but to remind himself that the external environment reflects the internal one. Over time, these tiny disciplines began shaping a mind that no longer shifted with every disturbance. Calm did not appear through effort. It appeared through structure. Chapter 3. The moment that reveals the training. A month later, the inevitable test arrived. Another crisis at work. The same conditions that once shattered his composure. But this time, something had changed. The world still moved quickly, yet his mind did not. He felt a quiet distance between the event and his response, as if he were standing inside a circle of stillness that nothing could enter. This was heijōshin, the everyday mind functioning in the moment of conflict. He remembered the teaching of Takuan Soho, who wrote that the mind must be like water poured into a bowl. It takes the shape of whatever it enters, yet remains unchanged in essence. Kenji acted with precision. He listened without reacting. He decided without hesitation. The storm no longer overwhelmed him. It simply passed around him. He understood then that calm is not made in the moment of crisis. It is revealed by it. Chapter 4. Becoming the person who cannot be disturbed. After that day, Kenji no longer saw discipline as restriction. He saw it as identity. The warrior does not sharpen his sword in battle. He sharpens it in solitude. The battle merely proves whether the sharpening was done. He realized that everything he once avoided, boredom, frustration, stillness, had been the true training ground all along. He learned that a person who wishes for calm in moments of chaos must first create calm in the ordinary rhythm of life. A person who wishes for strength under pressure must practice strength when pressure is absent. The transformation he sought had never been dramatic. It had been built brick by brick through small actions done without applause. Conclusion: calm is not an emergency response. It is a way of being. The samurai understood that the greatest battles are not fought against the world, but against the mind that wishes to react to it. The person you become in the quiet hours is the person you bring into the storm. And when the storm comes, as it always does, it will not give you time to build yourself. It will only reveal what you have already built. Calm is forged long before the moment of conflict.